All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining me for this collective reading for the overall energies surrounding the divine masculine and feminine. I've already pre-shuffled and selected the cards and reflected on the messages, so I'm going to begin. All right, so we're going to begin this reading with the Lover's card. So here we have the Lover's card. And to me, this card represents making a decision. Not just any decision, but the decision to love yourself first. So this is about making a commitment to yourself. So here we have the Devil card, and you can see the dualistic perspective here within these images. So we have the light and we have the dark. So this is about faith and surrender, and this is about lack of faith and control. So this is when we're giving away our power, and this is when we're claiming our power. All right? So what we're being guided to do is to have faith. So here we have the Star card. And you can see in this image, this woman is alone. And she has one foot firmly planted on the ground and one foot in the water. So this is sort of like testing the waters is what I'm hearing. So it's like kind of finding that harmony, finding that flow, turning it over, letting go. All right, so what happens is when we don't get what we want when we want it, we get rigid. So for some are feeling like this. So this is the rigidity of not having. So what do you want? You want to have this solid commitment. You want to feel supported, to be taken care of, to have financial security, wealth, prosperity, happiness, joy, togetherness, bliss, just celebrating and having a good time and enjoying life and all of life's luxuries. But we're having to wait. We're like, come on now, like, frick, how much longer do we have to wait for this? How much longer? But that's just a matter of perception. That is a matter of, that's your ego. Your ego is trying to tell you that this is the way it should be. This is the way it has to be. And if it's not this way, then it's not gonna happen. But that's bullshit. Okay, we're putting our trust and faith in our higher power, and we're allowing. So this is the flow with the Queen of Cups. We're just allowing spirit to flow through us. We're allowing our emotions to flow through us. There's no attachment, because what happens when you have attachment? There's no freedom. Then what do we want? We want freedom. And that's what the Star card represents. It's the freedom to be vulnerable. It's like this woman is comfortable being in their body. They're not trying to please anybody. They're just comfortable being in the moment and tending to the task, right? So it's like, this is a creative process, what this woman is doing. She's in tune with all of the elements and just in the moment. All right, same with the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles is being patient, being in the moment, waiting for the garden to blossom, waiting for the harvest. And we're entering into August, and this is the harvest season in the Northern Hemisphere. all right? Because healing takes time. You can't rush the process. You have to be patient. So there's no need to be rigid. There's no need to be angry. There's no need to try to control the situation. Just let it go. All right? Okay, so the other thing that's happening is the feminine is thinking about the past and thinking about what happened and how the masculine treated them. So the masculine in the past was immature. They were non-committal. They feared intimacy. And so because of that, the feminine is thinking about the past and thinking about what happened, and it's causing them stress, right? Like they're feeling overly emotional. They're wanting to shut down. They're wanting to just completely like kibosh it and be like, I'm done with this. Like, I don't even want to deal with this bullshit. If it's going to be like it did, if it's going to be like it was in the past, like F that, it's not happening. That's where the feminine's feel, how the feminine's feeling. But then on the opposite side of it, it's like the feminine has faith. They have this trust. They have this deep knowing. They have this hope that things have changed and that there is going to be, that this relationship is going to end up being the relationship that they've always dreamt of. That this person is being authentic and that they truly, truly, truly want commitment. Okay, so here it's like the cards are suggesting that this person wants to rush in and offer commitment. But then there's also on the opposite side of that, they're fearing intimacy, and there's still some things that they have to recognize within themselves and their behaviors that they have to take a closer look at. Because I think sometimes the masculine, one of the things that they struggle with is taking accountability. So they kind of just like kind of sidestep it and pretend that they're taking accountability when in actuality they're not. They're kind of just like floating along and pretending like everything's la-di-da and everything's fine, and kind of like giving those hints, giving those clues, you know, those little subtle suggestions that this is what's going to happen. But then it doesn't, what happened in the past is it didn't end up in a commitment. It was just like a bunch of fluff, right? And that's what happened with, and that's how the feminine's feeling, is like, you've done this before. You've fluffed it up, and you made these subtle suggestions and kind of kept me hanging, but then nothing happened. It went back to square one. Right? It's like you chose another person. You just abandoned me. You just disappeared, and nothing to be said about it. And so now it's like, oh, you're back, and you're thinking, in the feminine's thinking, like, you know, I don't want to go there again. Like, I don't want to have to experience that pain. Like, I've been doing my healing. I have been doing my work. Like, I want to like live the life. But you can't control that. So basically the feminine, if you're the one waiting, like, you need to be very much in the moment. You don't be thinking about the past. Don't be thinking about the future. Be in the moment. Get yourself established. You don't need to be in a relationship to feel secure, to feel connection. You already are perfect. You already are secure. You're already provided for. Just trust and turn it over. So my suggestion would be is continue to work on yourself. So this is the Page of Pentacles. Sitting down, journaling, coming up with a plan, getting organized, figuring out what you want, but living it like it already is. So just like the Star card, like the Star card, this woman is in the moment. She's not thinking about anything other than filling up these jugs, these jars, these containers. That's all this woman is thinking about in this moment. And this is a very, very important part of the manifestation process. So here you have the Magician. So to have the Page of Pentacles and the Magician, the spirit is indicating that you're a master manifester and you create your reality, and that if you hold this space and you're here in the present moment and you're living in your imagination, you're playing pretend, and you're just going with the flow, then everything will just naturally evolve, and before you know it, the masculine or another person, another potential love interest will come rushing in unexpectedly. Okay, so we want to take our attention off of the specific person, the masculine. I know that these readings that we're constantly talking about the masculine, but if you've been caught up in this relationship dynamic for a very, very, very long time, and nothing has happened and nothing's changed, and like this person keeps coming and going, then my suggestion would be completely 100% end it. Okay, doesn't matter if they're your twin, because this is the thing, life is precious, time is ticking, and you have a purpose, and you can't be spending your time and energy wondering and waiting whether or not this person is going to return and you guys are going to live, like, you can play pretend and live in your imagination, but don't do it so much with this specific person. So you're not going to, chances are it's going to be difficult for you to stop thinking about this person, but which is okay. So when you're living in your imagination, you're playing pretend, you don't want to be thinking about them. You want to be thinking about an energy that you want your specific person to embody. And then when you're thinking about them, all you do is you just send them loving energy, like wish them well. I hope you're well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope that you're healing. Just send them loving energy, pray for them, but let go lovingly. Okay, so I talk about manifestation, and a lot of people are starting to talk about manifesting specific people. I do not believe in manifesting specific people. Like, what I do believe is that you want to manifest the specific qualities of that person, but you don't want to be going on these rampages and my specific person thinks about me and thinks about me only. My specific person wants to be with me and wants to be with me only. Like, you don't want to be trying to affirm and assert your will onto a specific person that you already are in that you already have a connection with. Whether or not you're that you already have a connection with, because you're trying to assert your will onto that person, and you need to open yourself up to the possibility of spirit, universe, source, creator bringing in another energy that may be more that's more in tune with you and your life's purpose and your future happiness. Okay, but if you're hung up on a specific person, don't be affirming for them. That's my belief. Take these readings I try with these readings to give two perspectives, but the main focus is loving yourself first, prioritizing yourself, and learning how to let go and not be codependent. So that's my purpose, is to teach people about healing and being healthy and happy and codependent free. No more codependency. We're done with that shit, okay? We create a reality. We're master manifestors. We deserve to have the life of our dreams. And, hanging around, waiting, obsessing isn't going to get us what we want. What we need to do is we need to take action. We need to be grounded right here in this moment. Let go of the past. Stop grasping for the future. And just stay right here. The power is now. So live in your imagination, playing pretend that you're in this beautiful relationship, and you're walking down the street and you're holding hands and you're singing, and you're laughing and you're listening to music and you're making sweet, sweet, sweet love. But try not to think about this specific person. Think of the energy and be welcome of it being somebody who's in resonance with this, with you right here in this current moment, and also with where you're going. Okay, I hope that made sense. I'm sure it did, and if not, like, feel free to comment, and hopefully I can help you. So thank you so much for listening. I love all of you, and I'm so grateful. And it's getting really noisy out, and I think it's probably because we're having the new moon in Leo tomorrow. So stay grounded, okay? All right, love you guys. We'll talk to you soon.